Hello, everyone. Let me just turn. Okay. Hi. Slightly unplanned live, which I guess most of my recent ones are, anyways. So today I decided to do a video, and when I was like downloading my Canva thumbnail and stuff, I thought, you know what? Maybe I should make this a tag. So this is a tag called enigmadecks. Um, kind of funny. And anyone can participate. Let me get into what this is about. So, for a while now, I've had two decks, kind of three decks, where I'm not quite sure where they fit into my not collection, but my categories of private decks, public decks for like, t- um, oh god, what is it? Public, um, collective. So like a collective reading for the month or for the week, or from Poseidon or whatever. So private, public, collective, and public for actual one-on-one readings, like I do sometimes. Either on private Instagram messaging, where I on my Instagram I post something to where, like, hey, if you want a free reading, just like say yes or whatever on the poll, and then I give them their reading in a personal message, or whether I'm doing it here on live on YouTube and someone says, hey, I want a free reading. So it's, like I said, private or public. Cool. Oh my god. Public. You know what I mean. And then public one-on-one. And I wouldn't necessarily say my most of my decks are um, public. Um, both of the public collective reading and one-on-one. But I have two where I'm like, I don't know which one I want to put them in, or some other category. I have one, like I said, that's kind of in a category, but kind of not. So I'm going to start off with that honorable mention. Um, and this is where I get the tag name from, the Da Vinci Tarot. Like this deck, I got it around my birthday, before my birthday last year. I've been wanting it since it came out, and I really love it. Um, it's it's not super um, uh, it's more along the lines of like the Hierophant to me, um, more of the spiritual side of the mind, more masculine, rules lined out for you, more frontal lobe type of deck for me. Poseidon. It's not supposed to be Poseidon, but the Lord of Water, Poseidon. Um, so um, that's kind of how this deck feels, which is a surprise because it's based off of Da Vinci, so he's very head based, scientific artist and stuff. So this is kind of in that enigma category, um, because I would like to do public readings with it. Uh, like one-on-one public readings. I'm not quite sure. So far, it's just been private readings for me. Sorry. And now here's the decks that made me think of this. So the Between Worlds Oracular Cards and Guidebook and the Primordial Tarot. Like, these are, like I said, enigma-esque. I'm not quite sure if I want to use these as public. I've used them before in public readings and stuff, but I'm also like unsure if I should continue to do to use these decks in public, either one-on-one or collective. But I feel like I don't know. It's just so what's the word? Nebulous. It's so unknown. I don't know. This deck is AI art based, which sometimes I feel guilty about, but it's so fantastic. This deck and how I've been experiencing it through readings and stuff. The best words I can think of is, and I know this is kind of like a problematic word, but it feels shamanic, priestly, type of vibe. And I don't have any other decks that have that type of energy, except for the Primordial Tarot. But the Primordial Tarot is lesser with that, and I'll get into that. So this deck feels shamanic, definitely. Shamanic type of energy with its readings, and the guidebook isn't that deep either. Like here, it's only a few keywords with a paragraph. And there's different arcana, kind of like major and lesser arcana, but there's like I think 4 or 5 different kinds. But I don't know where to put this. Like I feel like I was going to do this top-down view of this video, kind of like walk through it, but I decided not to. But anyways, with the shamanic, pure, priestly energy or vibes I get from it, from its readings, because those archetypes and those jobs are supposed to be for the community. It's supposed to be for the public and stuff. So it kind of feels wrong to keep this for myself or private for my personal readings. But I also feel like if I go with public, I don't know where this is coming from, but it feels like it's going to water down the shamanic priestly vibes, because also you kind of have to be like initiated and stuff in those type of practices, so there's some sort of secrecy to that aspect too. So it's it's a public service, but in order to partake in learning and stuff, you have to be initiated in it. So it's like, what do I do? Should I do anything? Should I keep it private? But then I also feel kind of like the 4 of Pentacles, mine. So I don't know what to do. with this deck because like I don't want to hoard it. Its messages and stuff because to me it's kind of a little bit profound, really, in its readings. And I could also see it being a disservice to the deck and to people and possibly to myself. Excuse me, to keep it private. So I don't know, but I would recommend this deck even though it is AI. Like I did say, I do kind of have an issue with that because I am an artist, and I don't like AI art. But when I found this deck online, I believe it was an ad on Instagram. But I just you can tell it's AI art, but like I just felt something coming off of my phone from the art and stuff. Like I need to have this deck. And so far it seems to be pretty good because of what I've previously said in this video. And I'm going to do a walkthrough of this, even though I'm technically doing it now. But I just wanted to. Hold on, sorry. I got a notification from Annabelle. So, whatever. Anyways, so the orphan flew out. So like I don't know where to place this. Maybe give it like comment about it. Okay. I just wanted to look up what the orphan meant. So, and I'm not even sure if this video is going to help with giving any conclusions for me. So, geez, it's windy out, which I love. Because it's springtime, and we had our first 100-something degree weather within last week. So, but our nice tree is full of leaves, so it's shadier. Because, like, again, I just don't know where to put it, how to use it. Like, I have also been not using it that much because I feel like it needs to be more sacred, shamanic-y, priestly questions to ask it. Like, not how is my week gonna go? Does this person love me? Or very I want to say carnal. I don't even think that's the right word for it, but very earthly, 3D, low. And I'm talking about as in low. I'm like talking about as in like high magic and low magic. High magic is where your magic mostly focuses on spiritual growth and the gods and stuff, while low magic is more earthly plane, finding love, wealth, safety, stuff like that. So it kind of feels like I need to have the more deeper interpersonal spiritual questions in order to use this deck, which I don't really have that much to ask. Not because I know everything and stuff, but it's like I'm not aware of what to ask, which then makes me not use it, which then makes me lose the like connection and the powerfulness of the deck, which I don't want. And it shuffles really well. It's really smooth. Like I would kind of love to have any of my decks I would like to create like this, but I don't know what to do because this is because like I said, these two decks kind of have the same vibe. Last few cards. That I love that. That's so cool. And I do like that the creator up front said it's AI art. Everyone who does AI art should say it's AI art. And I'm loving that the people who are doing AI art and going to conventions are being kicked out because you're not an artist, first of all. So, compassion, the last card. Showing it some compassion. So, I don't know where to put this in my categories. And that is speaking on of the human nature, because humans do like categories and labels. See? Feels so good. Because we do like to use categories and labels and stuff. That's why I don't like when people from closed cultures saying, oh, you cannot work with this deity, this god, goddess, spirit, or whatever. Because most of the time, when the people who start working with this deity or spirit from a closed practice, they don't go to that deity. The deity usually pops up, gives them signs that, like, hey, I'm here. So technically, it's not appropriating anything if the actual deity or spirit comes to that person. Because I've seen people get it mixed up. Whoa, okay. What was I going to say here? People are getting mixed up with cultural practices. So that's like, smudging, and it's actually a specific practice to, like, what was my point? Practices versus, God, I forget. I've talked about it before, but it's up to the deity to want to work with whoever the fuck you want to. We can't say, hey, you can't work with this deity. Because it's a closed practice. Technically, it's not a closed practice because a deity isn't a closed practice. A deity is a deity. It can do what the fuck it wants to do. So this isn't about that topic, but like I said, I have no clue how to use this deck. I want to use it privately, but I also want to use it publicly, both one-on-one and collective. But it's also, I don't know. So that's In Between Worlds Oracle deck. And it's cool too because the two main decks are two different systems. One's Tarot, one's Oracle. So the Primordial Tarot, I love this. This deck, I'm going to do a tag or partake in a tag called Primitive Tarot tag. I don't know, but it's a few months old. But anyways, this deck does have a priestly shamanic vibe like this, but it's different too. This seems more human, more grounded in our ancestral history, because it technically is, because it is primal. So it's very ancient, early human type of artwork. And I just love the backs. So gorgeous. So this deck is pretty. This okay. This deck is the shamanic, priestly air vibes. Like I did say, this is. So this is more of the Hierophant. Maybe this is in some way the Magician, or a combination of the Magician and the Hierophant. I'm not quite sure. Like, guys, I don't even know. Okay. Like I said, this is more earthy to me. Like this one is like opening up the hands or the arms up to the sky, and this one is bending down and going like this, like to the earth type of way. And I'm going to do a walk through this too. But I have used this multiple times on videos, but I think it kind of happened when I got this, because it was kind of sharing a little bit of the same energy. Then I felt that with this, and then kind of moved on to this deck, because this is kind of like the deck I would use again, like for the shamanic priestly things, to get more human, more real dirt underneath the fingernails, speaking to a deity, and more of the middle realm / lower realm type of deities, because upper realm or world or whatever is like Zeus, the air deities, and the rest of the like universe. The middle is Poseidon, water deities, and earth energy, so like Gaia herself, Pan, Demeter, all that. And then lower realm is the chthonic underworld deities, Hades, Hecate, Hypnos, etc. So that's kind of how I kind of see this deck. There's not that much, if any at all. Um, Little bird just got some stuff for its nest in the cactus. So this doesn't really have air energy at all to it. Definitely earth. Not necessarily water or fire, really, but I would say there is technically more fire and water in this deck than air. So like earth, fire, water, kind of like die maybe, and then like no fire. I mean water, air, shit. But this, because there's a line in I think it is Aidan Walker's book, The Six Ways, I think, or is it Changeling? One of those two books. He has three, but I don't have the third one. Technically, it's the second one, but in that one of his books, he talks, for like visualization stuff. He talks. He uses the imagery of like going back in time throughout the ages of all the witch women and men throughout history that are connected to their culture, their surroundings, and stuff like that, to draw in energy and connectedness to the past. And it was like, I think he said it was an old woman or a woman in her standing in a river, doing some sort of magical spell work, and how he like imagined it and stuff was really primal and earthly, and in a way DNA connected, because we're all connected anyways. Ancient macro, I believe, would be another word. And this deck feels like that to me. Very human connectedness. The whole of the like our bloodstream or our veins and arteries look like rivers, and the veins of leaves and stuff. So very connected. Our bodies, human bodies, reflect nature from outside of us. Kind of also the imagery of, because some mythology says that we were sculpted from clay or dirt or sand or some earthly form, and there is a Greek myth where Prometheus sculpted us out of Gaia's clay. I think it was like marble or something, but I prefer clay because it's just cooler to me. um, and I do really feel connected to that myth. And I believe that was Ovid, which I normally don't like Ovid because he's not Greek and different time span, anyways. But I do feel really connected to that myth. Because that could also be, you can take that into like a metaphorical, scientific, uh, esoteric meaning and stuff. Shit, I forgot to bring my Kleenexes. But that is kind of what this deck does for me. And it's like I can use this for like inner journeying into myself. Like I did a reading. I forget when, but it was definitely within the month of my mom passing. Um, and this is its own system, by the way. So it's different from Rider Waite, Marseille, Thoth, etc. So it's its own thing. Um, so that's another aspect too, why it's so different from me. And this card reminded me, I did a reading within the last like month and a half with this deck, and I believe all three cards I were pulled, or like 5 or 6 cards or something, but there were 3 cards that had storms or lightning on it, and I had a feeling that I was going to predict a storm, and I wanted to say it, but I didn't. But within a week, a storm happened, a rainstorm occurred. So I was like, holy shit, so this has predicted a rainstorm in my area. So that's really cool, which is fantastic because, like I said, it does have very primal. It also kind of gives the newborn Earth like it's still lava flowing, land building, storms everywhere type of thing. Even though that's going way beyond human existence, but um, so like I said, this did protect the storm. Um, so this is really interesting because, like, maybe for me it's deeper because I do have the emotions, and I know what the deck says and stuff, but you possibly don't. Even though I do read out, you sometimes I do read out the like paragraph that comes with inside about the card. But like I don't know, like should I keep this, keep it sacred to myself, or um like gatekeep it? Technically, I'm not gatekeeping it because it is a deck that purchasable from the last time I know. But should I keep it to myself or should I allow it to be seen and used by others? This is the deck where, for instance, like this is a shaman, I believe he's called. Um, he's in like bear skin, hide, animal hide. So this is very. This gives me the animal hide, earthly tones, um, type of outfit. Um, while this doesn't really give me that much of that vibe, it's kind of a little bit kind of like more feathery headdress and stuff, airy, and more, the brightly colors, um, color vibe. Um, so basically, like the compassion card. So there's an earth deck with a person that kind of um, has animals around him, or it's like an earth-based deck or an animal deck. Uh, uh, but it's very colorful and stuff, and I think it might be like the person might be inspired by Native Americans or something, but I'm not sure. But the colors on it and stuff, that kind of is somewhat like this deck a little bit, and more geared towards looking up to the sky, to the sun, moon, and beyond, the spiritual. How a lot of people think that the spiritual is up there. Um, but like I said, this deck, however, is very earthly and underworld-y. Like, look at that. Death card. See, he is all dressed in some sort of hide. And he's the magician, right? No, he's the I'm like the emperor. So it's like, I don't know what to do. Keep it for myself. So I think that's kind of all I wanted to say. Oh, I remember now. I forgot what I was saying. But for the reading I did after my mom's death, I tried to like call her in and stuff to like do a reading with this because I felt like I needed to do it with this because I can get more in depth with this deck because I'm not that well versed in Rider-Waite-Smith, so it's like, oh, have hope, um, don't cry, blah 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 and stuff. So very surface level stuff, but this, like I said, different meanings and stuff for the most part. And I shared it with two of my friends, and they were like, they kind of thought it was harsh because they don't know that it's its own system. So the cards were more typically geared towards the not so positive, like type of meanings. But with this, it definitely got deeper, and it was actually more positive due to it being its own system. So they were like, "Oh wow, okay, um, that's pretty cool." So it's different. Um, like for this, the questions kind of have to be more, again, like more shamanic, more earthly stuff. But then it's not really. I don't know how to say it because the between worlds made more sense for what questions I should ask. Um, so it's kind of like the same questions for in between worlds, but somehow more earthy, more ancestral DNA type of manner. God, I don't know. I dropped the card. Okay, so I think I've said everything that I wanted to say. Because I don't know what to do with these decks. And kind of this one too, like I said. Do a VR, partake in the tag. This is my first tag I'm creating, and I wanted to create another tag before this, but Aries Impulse, why not? Enigmadecks is the name of the tag. I hope it catches on, and I'm going to tag a few people to see if they would like to do that. So, again, the tag is for decks. You're not quite sure where to put them for private public collective and public one-on-one or private one-on-one. Like by that I mean like going to a website, clicking to order a reading, and then doing it privately. So that's kind of what the tag is about. I'm definitely tagging Lennon to see what she thinks. Lennon Smith. Have a good day. See you next time. 35 minutes. Have a good day, night, whenever. And bye.